right. I'd like to welcome to the podcast today, Angela Tran. Angela Tran is the best-selling author of the newly released book on Amazon, Fat Girl Funeral, burying the thoughts that keep you overweight and building weight loss habits for life. I love it.
Woo-woo.
It's such a title. It's all title. Dr. Angela is a double board certified in internal medicine and obesity medicine. I didn't know you could certify in obesity medicine. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Who quit primary care altogether and started her own business to redefine herself and how she wanted to help others. She's the owner of Med-Fit Medical Weight Loss in Denver, Colorado, where she provides one-on-one nutrition, fitness training, and medical supervision all under one roof to help busy, on-the-go individuals lose over 50 pounds in less than 6 months without surgery. That is amazing.
Yes.
I want to ask you how you do
fun.
that. She offers a revolutionary new approach to health and weight loss and helps her patients live their lives to the fullest. Thank you so much for coming.
Finally, you invited me. I tell you, it took you a whole year.
I don't even
I've been dying to be on here.
We had coffee and I was like, how come you haven't been on the podcast?
Yes.
She's like, I don't know.
It's an honor to be here. I'm so excited.
Yay! So the first question is always the same. What was your first job?
I actually, the typical Asian culture, my job was to be a doctor since the first grade.
Oh my gosh.
So,
you were training to be a doctor since day one.
In our culture, education is number one. So we actually weren't really given the opportunity to have a job because, and I love my parents because they supported education. So they did whatever they could to just support me all the way through.
That's crazy.
That was truly my first serious job. If you really count being in the stock room at Pottery Barn for a summer,
we totally do.
That could be considered a job.
Pottery Barn, huh?
But my actual true, as sad as it is, my true paycheck was residency.
Wow.
But I earned it.
Yeah.
12 plus years.
Holy
get
cow.
my first check. Yeah.
So you knew you were going to be a doctor since first grade.
Yep. Runs in the family. We're the typical family. My dad's a doctor. My oldest brother is a kidney specialist, and my other brother is a dentist who's the black sheep of the family. So
he went
to dental school instead of medical school. And then I was the youngest, so I had to prove to my brothers that I was right in line with what they said.
So crazy. But you're probably the only one that owns their own business.
Actually, my dentist brother owns his practice, and he was part of, and still part of today, helping me build what Med-Fit has come today.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's so cool. So how did you get into weight loss medicine?
Oh, I did a lot of detours, a lot of wrong exits. I'm going to tell the audience, I really ended up not wanting to be a doctor by the time I finished. So Jamie knows my story, but I finally, I finished, all those years of training, and I thought truly it was going to be like Grey's Anatomy. I get to save lives, but they don't really tell you the true reality of being a doctor, and you're actually like, you're answering emails, phone calls, you're writing prescriptions. I didn't really feel like I was fixing anything other than handing out Band-Aids, and I was miserable. To the point where I actually was auditioning to be a stay-at-home mom to my husband because I was ironing his shirt. I said, look, I'm good at this ironing thing. Do you think I could stay at home? And he's like, no, you're not, you're not the staying home kind.
You're totally not.
And
I love that. He was like, no, not for you.
Yeah. So, long story short, I met another doctor who actually helps doctors like me figure out their way. And he introduced me to a gal who did weight loss in Texas. And we just, hit it off on the phone and love at first sight. And that was it. That was back in 2011.
So crazy.
Yeah.
You went from not wanting to be a doctor at all to being like, this is how I want to be a doctor.
I still consider myself a doctor dropout. Even though I'm still technically a doctor,
You're a doctor.
I drop out. Just like in Greece. Medical school dropout.
I love it. So you do what you call doctor-supervised weight loss. So how does that work?
So the coolest thing is that if you need to lose more than 10 pounds, sorry to tell you the truth, you have no business in trying it on your own because we deal with diabetes now. We deal with blood pressure issues. We have family who, have had a heart attack in the age of 50s. What I serve to my patients is that we can do it through sort of like medical knowledge,
Mhm.
understanding the mechanics behind, you know, your metabolism, but also doing it safely. I tell you, every fad diet that comes out there, I just like hit my head and it's like, oh my gosh, someone else is going to end up
The
in the
keto,
hospital.
the no sugar,
Yeah.
the what's the big thing right now is no sugar.
Yeah, or intermittent
celery.
fasting. I mean,
Celery water.
I see the science behind it, but do you really not need to not be eating for 16 hours in a day or
Right. Is
24-hour
that good for
fast,
you?
you know, while you're passing out? You
Mhm.
know, I just wanted to do it safely, and but I can also do it really good
Effectively.
because your nutritionist and fitness, all the fitness trainer, they're really good at what they do. They don't have the information that I can provide.
Right, because you're a doctor.
Yes.
And you're prescribing the right program for the right person,
Yeah.
right? Because like I know like keto like might be a good solution for some people,
Right.
but it's not for everybody.
Yeah. And half of the battle is just finding out why you're not losing weight. I mean, all of these diets kind of give you the formula, but hey, guess what? Not one diet fits all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your girlfriend probably dropped like 30 pounds just like that, and you gained 10, and you're like, what the heck? And then,
Right.
you know, and you have to go to the doctor.
Right. And they all create a calorie deficit, right?
Yep.
That's the big mechanism, but doesn't mean everybody's losing on a calorie deficit because it might be too much of a deficit. It might be.
Right. Yeah. And I love it. All of the disclaimers say consult your physician before you start a diet and exercise program.
Right.
Newsflash.
Nobody
Your
does
doctor consults me. So
that's what you
yes,
do.
Yes.
So what kind of results do most of your patients see?
You know, we really are proud to say that we can target people who can lose anywhere from average 3 to 8 pounds a week.
Holy cow.
And it's also consistent. So, like I said, we've created such an amazing systematic formula that's almost like takes the guesswork out of it.
That's
because
crazy.
we've, I've been doing this for years now. And I'll admit to you, helping people lose weight is the easy part. It's just running the business is a little bit more challenging.
We'll talk about that. Right. So 3 to 8 pounds is a lot for a lot of people.
Yep.
And it's sustainable.
It is. But again, I have to remind the listeners, you have to have a doctor.
Yeah.
We have to monitor, your blood pressure, your electrolytes, blood work. Like I said.
There's ways to do that safely, but it has to be properly monitored.
And we even have to part of the joy of my job is not really just the weight loss. I get to call their doctors and say, hey, this patient no longer needs her blood pressure medicine, her diabetes medication, because she's lost so much weight. It's actually dangerous for her to be on the medications. I mean, that's the coolest part.
Yeah, you're removing obstacles from people's lives.
Yeah. So the only prescription I prescribe now is exercise. It's the best drug out there.
It's the best drug. It's my favorite one.
Yes. You do a lot. I follow you. You are fantastic. I hope you had a good fundraiser.
Yeah, so I just did, for our listeners, I don't know if everybody knows, but I did the Bike MS. And it's a 2-day bike ride. And it was in total 144 miles in 2 days.
That's amazing.
And my big struggle, because I'm not a cardio person, is properly fueling.
Yes.
For those things.
Yep.
Like I go lift for an hour. Like it doesn't.
Right.
I take my protein when I come back.
Yeah. Right.
But for proper fueling of my body, which I need constant fueling.
Right. Yeah.
Especially because it was hot too.
Yeah.
It was like 97 degrees the first day. I did not do well the first day. I was not feeling well.
Yes.
And we know when I can't eat, things are not good.
Right.
So I forced myself to eat. But then the second day, we took every rest stop we could. I was taking electrolytes in pill form.
Yeah.
Like I took 3 or 4 of those, and I really, really focused on making sure I fueled correctly.
Yeah.
I felt so good the next day. I was totally fine. It was the same mileage.
Yeah.
But it was better the second day.
I mean, I tell you, people are surprised that we actually work with athletes too.
Yes.
And they actually do struggle with weight also, and they don't understand because they're putting in 5-6 days out of the week.
Yeah.
But you brought it up. It's the right fuel. You're not giving yourself the proper nutrition to sort of do what you need to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And just, for me, and because we talk about weight loss all the time, like I'm counting calories again, right? But I know what I need and I know how to make that happen because I've done it so many times.
Right.
But I don't have high blood pressure or if there's anything you have that, or if I wasn't losing weight, I'd come see Dr. Angela.
I'd
be like, I just want 10 pounds, but what is wrong here?
Well, I'm going to tell you now, I'm 41. 40 was not pretty. And I
That's
think I
very
might have
nice.
told you during our
Mhm.
coffee date, 40 distinctive. It's not like a transition, oh, now I'm starting to kind of feel it. No, like as soon as your birthday hits,
Yeah.
you all of a sudden can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
And it takes you like, 3 extra days to get out of a cold. It's not pretty, but
Yeah.
you may not have medical conditions per se, but
Age
we're
works.
female,
Yeah.
we're aging.
Yeah, hormones, all
Again,
this
yes,
stuff.
yes. A lot of the
There's just so many
unforeseen
factors.
barriers. Yep.
So many factors. Yeah, I'll be 40 in March.
Oh, okay. So give me a call.
I will.
I'll send you a birthday card.
There you go, and you'll be like,
Free consultation.
Here's your appointment. So what are the biggest roadblocks you help your patients overcome?
Mindset number 1. In fact, I'm so glad that you brought this up because that's kind of why I wrote my book.
Yeah.
Is because while everybody's sort of chasing the right diet and the exercise,
Mhm.
they totally forget that you cannot do anything on the outside until you fix the inside.
Right.
So I always say my phrase is diet and exercise can only get you so far. Support and behaviors and mindset get you to the finish line.
Mhm.
So it's all about like your thinking pattern, hence the title of Fat Girl Funeral, which you guys have to know that I consulted many advisors and family and friends. Yes,
to that.
It was tough for me because I don't like using the F word, but hey, guess what? What I ultimately decided is that I have to be blunt to your negative self inner critic.
Right.
And if I don't be, if I'm not forceful in that, that girl's not going to listen.
Right.
And she's going to control you until the day you die.
Right.
So that's why I had to be upfront. And believe it or not, I've actually had very positive response to that book. So I'm speaking to all of you who have that negative self inner critic, which is pretty much everybody.
Right. We all have it. And sometimes we like to name it.
Yes.
And maybe it is your fat girl.
Yes.
Your inner fat girl.
And I tell you the reason why I came up with that title is because I had a gal who went through the whole gastric bypass. She came to a last resort, lost weight, got down to her goal weight, and in a blink gained it all back, and then ended up in my office. And she said, Dr. Tran, I have no idea, how in the world did I just work so hard to get here and then all of a sudden gain all that weight back? And she had mentioned just every time I look in the mirror, I still saw myself fat. And I just kind of slipped out. I was like, girl, you need a fat girl funeral. And that was really the origin of the title. It just kind of like came out.
You got to kill that inner critic.
Because it's like, and it's not just with weight loss. What are you holding yourself back because of this voice that just keeps you safe, but it's not, the best way to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I always call it our imposter syndrome.
Yep.
There's probably plenty of people who don't feel like they can't be fat, right? Or or find whatever health goal they want.
Yeah. So it's tough. So I'm not necessarily speaking to you. I'm speaking to your inner voice. And if I can fix that, I tell you, the diet and exercise is so easy after that.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
It is. It is. And I think when you have a different goal other than just weight loss, like how are you going to feel, or like how does it help you mentally or whatever? Because I lift, and we say this all the time, and Steven makes me go lift sometimes because he's like, you need to go lift.
Yeah.
Right. I do that for my mental health.
Yep.
Like it makes me feel good.
Yeah. And it's the sustainability. I mean, I see classic yo-yo dieters all the time, right? And they ask me, gosh, I just keep going back for another diet. And we always ask, well, your thinking pattern is off. And that's really where we spend the majority of our time.
That's awesome. Because that's how you get those long-term results, right?
Yep.
So we're not just giving people tools to lose the weight. We're giving people mindset to keep it off.
Yep.
I love that. I love that you do that. So we just talked about the book. So that was my next question. So you've become a local celebrity.
You guys. I love it.
How did you manage to do that? So it takes a lot of time and effort and things like that to be known in the community. You know? You don't just, that's not just something that happens a lot of the time. So how did you get there? And I know you have mentors and people who helped you do that, but you're on the news, you're on a new show once a week, right? So how does that work?
For all the business owners who are looking to be their own local celebrity, it was all about being my authentic story. So the story that I told you on how I started, I'm vulnerable. I'm telling you guys all the deep, darkest, you know,
Yeah.
what I hit, quote, bottom for me.
It's authentic.
And I just put a stake in the ground and said, you know, I know what I'm doing, but I also know what I want to do for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And just created buzz around, hey, listen to me. Use the best platform that you can.
Mm-hmm.
We happen to use Facebook and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And we started having news stations who just kind of noticed us and invited us to do, you know, clips here and there. And all of a sudden I end up on Colorado's Best as a regular guest with Joanna Canals. She's amazing. Honestly, it's just really I never looked at it as celebrity. I'm a teacher at heart.
Yeah, you definitely are.
So I totally just educate, because like I said, I just want people to get out of the noise of this weight loss industry.
There's so
and
much
I just want people to just understand what I know, to get them out of that, and then just like lose the weight for the last time, period. So, but it was a lot of grit, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of grit. You know, it's been so fun to watch you, because we've known each other for like 3 or 4 years now. It's just so fun to watch you like just kind of catapult, like, you know, you're on Facebook, you're on the news, you've got books, you know, it's just been so fun, because I just know I know your passion for people, and I know your passion for you know, your work and you know, helping people live their best lives. It's just so awesome.
Now I'm gonna give people a little bit of a secret. People are just gonna drop their jaw. I am a total 9-to-1 introvert.
Oh, I am too.
Like, people just think that, oh, I can just hop on camera and just, you know, I have this sort of like alter ego, but you know, the first thing I want to do when I get home is get into my hoodies and my flannel pajamas and
go take a nap.
Just like,
I always tell the story. So the first time we did the podcast, we actually did back-to-back podcasts. So we did 2 like we're doing today. And I literally had to go take a nap.
Yes.
Like, I was so done. Because it was like the build up for it and like actually extroverting that long and doing the thing. And I had to go take a nap. I am an introvert too. Like, I am truly an introvert. So my family finds me in the bathroom all the time, pretty much at the end of the day, especially the days I really have to like extrovert a lot. My kids will be like, "Where's mom?" And my husband will be like, "Where do you think she is?" And I am hiding because I don't get to sit in a cubicle all the day, all day, all the time. That's what my husband does. He's an introvert. So, you don't have to be an extrovert to connect with people.
Right. Yep. And you don't have to be an extrovert to be the local celebrity, be on camera. You know, I find that that's a barrier for a lot of business owners out there.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the time we have to just do it. And that's what it was for me. Is where I was just like, especially with the podcast, it's just like, I just have to do it.
Yes. And just push record.
Yeah, we just got to do the thing. It's really fun. So fun. So let's talk about the business end. So what have been the biggest keys to your success?
My team. Hands down.
Yes, your
I've been asked this question. Number one, people ask me, how do you scale? How did you get to the level that you are? And I finally got to the point where I can't wear another single hat. We talk about this all the time in our business group. You know, I was all of it until... It's so funny because we actually have a schedule and we're color coded. So I'm blue. And so if you go back to right around 2015, it was blue all day. I was seeing like 25 patients a day back to back. And now I probably see 5 on average a week. I've been able to create a team that can help me
handle everything else.
Yep. It's been amazing. You cannot do it by yourself. So
no,
team is the best way to sort of build a real, you know, functioning, thriving business.
I love it. I think a lot of entrepreneurs, I know I did this, we go in thinking, oh, we'll just, you know, keep it small, keep a small amount of people, keep a small amount of clients, or what, you know, however we're going to do it. And then it becomes clear very quickly that that's impossible. It's impossible to get where you want to be without a team.
Yeah. So I love my team to death. They work really hard, but we've sort of gathered a team who they want to help people lose weight and change lives. So
you all have the same vision.
Yeah. That's important. I mean, you can have a team, but if they don't share in the same vision, you know, you got to have, you know, the right culture and mission, and that's really sort of the blueprint to any you know, business out there.
Just having, you know, buy-in on all of that.
Yeah.
For everybody that works there. So what have been your biggest obstacles?
Oh my gosh. How much time do we have?
Go ahead. You got all day. We got all day. We can do this all day.
Speaking of mindset, my own mindset.
Yes.
I get so scared.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, it doesn't go away, you guys, even at this level. You just have a better tolerance for it.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I'm acting as if it's happening, even though the reality doesn't match.
Yeah, I love
So, for example, I'm hiring a few extra people to our health coach team.
Mhm.
We actually don't have the quantity of patients yet to fulfill that, but we're making some moves that 6 months down the road, we're going to need them, but I need to hire them now. My team thinks I'm crazy when I act like this, and I'm sweating, but it's sort of like, oh, it's happening,
Mhm.
and I would rather
I'm going to pretend
sort
like
of
it
have the
doesn't
team.
happen.
Yep.
I'm going to pretend like it's going to happen.
Yeah, mindset. Obviously, the finances.
Fake it to make it.
Sometimes it's sort of like we don't have the money to do this, but we won't have money if we don't do this. So
Mhm.
you really get good at shuffling finances. You can, transfer this,
Yeah.
do this, and
Having and also
yeah.
taking the risks.
yeah. And like I said, it's all about just knowing what the end game is
Mhm.
that keeps you going. And I'll let you know, I admit number 3 is health.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys, we all tend to work 24/7 in our business. And I recognize
At least
that
in our brains.
Yeah, I was just run down, and I wasn't quite the healthiest. And this last year, I finally, got myself together and lost 10% body fat. I mean, my energy level is so manageable now with a 4-year-old,
Oh
and
my
a
gosh.
husband, and and a mother-in-law, and but I have to be 100% to show up. So
Taking care of you.
Yeah.
Building that into
Yep.
the business success.
Yeah, those would be like my recipe to sort of like take yourself to the next level.
I love it. Okay, so before I ask my last question, what is the easiest way for people to find you?
Oh, so the easiest way is to go to my website at denverweightlossclinic.com.
Mhm.
I offer 60-minute free consultations. We have a great time really providing the right knowledge
Mhm.
of why you haven't been losing,
Mhm.
the blueprint of what you need.
Mhm.
And if you decide to have us help you, then we can go over that too. But people are just really like, this is a total eye opener when they come to see us.
And so I think are you in the process of creating something for people that are not just in Denver?
Very good question. So we do have a virtual program. It's called the Freedom Nutrition Plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 6-month programs, all virtual. What I find is that you don't follow diets, the diet follows you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's perfect for busy professionals who travel, or even stay-at-home moms who are like taking their kids to this activity, and this is just, you just have a very unpredictable schedule. Of course you can't follow all of these rules and regulations that the other diets do, but we can customize it and meet where you are. And so we've had such a great time really sort of like taking our program online because we know
we're
people
so
are
excited.
busy.
Like I love that you were like, we're doing a virtual program. I was like,
yes,
that's
finally,
that's what we that's what people need. I know feeding us as a family is like one of our biggest struggles.
Yeah.
Like on the daily. And there's 2 of us or 3 of us. I mean, really, the kids can make food too.
Yeah.
It's just it's a roadblock
for
anything.
Now, it's not a quick fix. So if you're looking for a quick fix, this is not the program for you. These are for the people who just finally say, I know what to do and I have the effort to do it. I just don't know what to do. And I need someone who knows what they're doing and just guide.
Hand me the tools.
Yes, exactly. And it's just, we've done it with many patients. We've had great success stories already. So I'm just so confident. I'm so excited about it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited you did that. I was like, yes, I can't wait till Angie's everywhere. Yes. Okay, so final question. In your opinion, what is the one thing you recommend everyone could do to be healthier, to have more health?
Very good question. Oh my gosh, do I have to choose one? I tell you.
Everybody always says that. You can have 2. You can have 2.
I'm sorry, you guys, it's going to be boring answers,
That's okay.
but
It's probably back to some
I
fundamentals.
did have chronic headaches before Haley was born.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't figure out what was going on. You know, we have our daily stresses, but it wasn't to the point where, gosh, why am I getting headaches that stays for days?
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, it would also come up around changes of weather.
Mm-hmm.
People think I'm crazy, but like, nope.
I think
I'm
that
like,
happens to more people. Like
yeah.
I get it too sometimes.
yeah. But obviously, I did a whole bunch of things from, changing my diet and acupuncture, but truly exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Like I exercise now. It's a non-negotiable because I'm headache-free
Mm-hmm.
because of the exercise.
Oh,
I
that's
used to
awesome.
have allergies. I haven't had allergies this whole past year.
Oh, and
I
they've
haven't been sick
horrible
this year. Yeah. I commit to personal training twice a week, and then I do spinning and kickboxing. And I know that sounds like a lot, but hey, you guys, I run a business. I have a 4-year-old. I have a husband. I have a mother, a
Keeps you
mother-in-law.
running.
So there's no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm busy too,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a non-negotiable. So exercise hands down has given me energy, you know, the confidence. And
Mhm.
again, I'm in my 40s, so I'm just setting myself up for, you know, some of the challenges that we have, you know, as we approach our
Mhm.
50s and 60s.
So exercise. So it could be
Mhm.
any whatever exercise people
Yep,
like to do.
what you enjoy, that's the key. So if you don't like to run, don't run.
I don't run.
I mean,
I don't run
I
places.
am obsessed with kickboxing. There's something about punching and kicking a bag
Mhm.
just fuels my soul.
I love
But
it.
for some people, aggression's not
That's
the key.
too much violence for them.
But the key, and it can be yoga, or it can be getting 10,000 steps in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Just do something
Mm-hmm.
just for yourself that you enjoy, and be consistent about it. It really has changed my life.
I love it. And that's
Yeah.
just it's so super fundamental.
Yes.
But it's not something that
Yeah.
everybody does.
Yeah, and you don't have to belong to a gym. We live in Colorado, so you can go outside, you can go to the park, you
There's
can go
a
to the
trail
pool.
outside.
There's lots of things. Yep.
Yeah, Colorado is playground. I don't like
Yes.
outside, so I
Yes.
actually go to the gym, but because I am allergic to Colorado.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
It was so good to
Yes,
have you.
I love it.
Yay. Hey y'all, thanks for listening. If you found this podcast to be inspiring, helpful, and entertaining, please like and subscribe. This helps us grow the community and reach more people. If you are interested in learning more about this episode's guest or accessing any of the books or other resources mentioned in this episode, be sure to check out the description box below. Until next time, be abundant.